Hey guys, Dave with Backcountry Addicts. Let's talk about sleeping pads. Now, there's a lot to know about a sleeping pad when we're picking one. Well, one, how big are we? What size do you want? Number two, what's the weight? Because after all, we can't carry something too heavy. Number three, what's the R value? A lot of people forget to look at the R value, which is one of the most important factors of this. Really, it is probably the top factor. How much does it insulate you from the ground? What's under you? How cold is it, or how hot is that surface below you? So a sleeping pad in the colder months works just the same in the hotter months in the opposite way. It shields you from that heat below on a rocky ground. And in the wintertime, it stops that cold from traveling through and giving you that chill. And if you see my video on sleeping bags and quilts and you're in a quilt, you're gonna wanna have the right R value. Okay, so let's look at a couple different variations. Now, me in particular, I'm a big Agnes guy when it comes to pads. I know Thermarest makes some great stuff, and I agree with that, but I've seen too many of them blow up in the middle, and I can't have that on the trail, so I stick with the big Agnes. I've got 3 different versions of it that I really like, and this was kind of my evolution through them. Started out way back with a cheap $60 one McKinley made. It was on an Atmosphere clearance website for 2 for $60 or something. So I picked them up. It went flat night 1. I froze to death. Had almost 0 R value. Absolute waste of money. It's the same as most of the stuff you're going to find on Amazon. Junk. Now, if you're looking on Amazon with the right names, you might find the right stuff. So when we go and we're looking at some of these, we've got, here's the big Agnes backpacking lineup. Okay, we've got the Zoom UL, the Rapide SL, and we've got the Divide insulated. Now, these are all 25 by 78. You can see the one on the left, the Zoom UL, is the lightest one, and it is. Now, this guy, very noisy. Where they cut the weight in this, the fabric's a little thinner, and they've changed the valving on it. It's a single valve for in and out, so deflating is a little bit of a pain in the ass. You gotta put a tab back in to open the valve and get the air out. It's got to stay engaged that way to remove all air. That is the downside of this one. Now, it is the lightest product they make. I want to say it's like 500 grams or something, 600 grams, in that range. And the price tag is pretty high on it. You know, you're $300 for that. When you get into the big Agnes Rapide SL insulated, now all of these have an R value in the 4s, between 4 and 4.8. So did not a huge difference between them. This is what I'm using on the trail day to day. This is the one, the Rapide SL, 25 by 78 again. It's got nice bigger buffers on the outside. The bellows are a little higher on the outside edge, keep me right in the pad. Nowhere near as noisy. I like that. And there's a 4.8 R value on this one. This is the newer model. There's some controversy over that, but I like it. It's got the 2 valves, one for in and a quick exhaust second valve. Makes it for a great choice for me. You know, I use the new pump on these, and it works great for all 3 of them. That's that Zoom Zero Air or something. Anyways, it works awesome. It's an ultralight pump system. Anyways, this guy, this is probably my go-to choice. It's a little heavier, yeah. Probably about 100 grams more than the Zoom UL, but that valve system makes it worth it in my opinion, and the noise. So I carry the extra 100 grams for that reason. This is where I came from when I first stepped into backpacking, is the insulated Divide. I didn't have the money at the time to spend on one of those, and this guy was on sale, so I bought it. I really liked it, which is why I've stuck with the big Agnes line. The Divide is your middle of the road, good quality, good R value, quiet sleeping mat. It's just a bit bigger, this one. The weight's not terrible. It's another 100 grams on top of here, so 200 grams on top of here. But this guy works well, and it's a good budget friendly one, which is sometimes what we have to do in the beginning. Now, this guy's worked well for me, and I've enjoyed it through 3 seasons of use, and I'm happy to say it's in perfect shape. All of these are, they all come with repair kits as well, if you did have a problem on the trail. But you know, I had this one on a beach last week, a rocky beach, just nothing underneath it, and took it a good nap on there, got a good sunburn, and it held up just fine. So when we're looking for our sleeping pads, make sure we know the width we want, the length we want. Yeah, the bigger it is, the heavier it's going to be. If you're a bigger guy, you want a bigger pad. Make sure it matches your quilt or your sleeping bag too. There's no point in carrying a sleeping pad that doesn't fit that. So make sure we're looking into the R values as well. Very important, especially when we know what time of year we're camping. If it's summer only, guys, and it's 20 to 30 degrees every day, 20 degrees overnight, R value is not going to be a big deal. But a lot of us like to enjoy the early spring or the later fall when the bugs are gone and the majority of tourists are gone. It's a quiet time. We like it. And we need to look at the R values. So anyways, I hope this helps you guys make a choice down the road.